I got to Bianca Belair versus Carmella for one of the women's championships. Can you explain to me where Sasha Banks is?
No, other than I could say...
Nobody else could either.
Other than I could say WWE pulled her and Bianca off several shows before SummerSlam, and they were fully aware that she wasn't going to be working SummerSlam, and this has always been a WWE thing. They still advertised her for SummerSlam like it was even going to happen, and then there was, the one swerve into the other. But no one knows exactly what's going on, but WWE false advertised this match, which is bullshit.
Again, if they pulled them both off, a simple explanation would be, well, so-and-so had to go in quarantine. But if Bianca comes back and Sasha is not back, wouldn't they both have to quarantine if they pulled them both to begin with? I don't know what the fuck. And they make this, they bring it on themselves. With the Keith Lee thing, the story that he finally told and wanted to tell apparently before he could tell it, made him a huge babyface. And we've got a global pandemic going on with a deadly disease circulating. So it's not like it's a surprise when anybody has to be quarantined or tested or taken out of something. But don't just promote this match and jump through all the hoops that they jump through, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair and blah, 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 and then know and not explain why Sasha Banks can't be there. Anyway, we get Bianca Belair versus Carmella, allegedly. And here comes Carmella. I would be happy to tip Carmella 3 times her normal lap dance rate.
Oh, stop it.
But she's not a professional wrestler. And it just looks ridiculous.
I will say this. When she came out there, I was saying to myself, what is her gimmick? What is Carmella? Is she a gonzo porn star who entered wrestling? What is this gimmick? Other than not good. But
well, I think you got it.
Yeah, I think we got it, but we wouldn't see too much of Carmella.
So Bianca starts cutting a promo, and they're starting to jaw jack with each other, her and Carmella, when suddenly music plays. And here comes Becky Lynch, and she's back, and the people go apeshit. It wasn't a punk pop, but it was close to a Road Warrior pop. And Becky Lynch gets in the ring, and the other girl stood there forever while she took her time, and etc. And then Becky Lynch just jumps on Carmella and shit cans her, and this girl has almost no idea how to even be thrown out of the ring. And then Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch are face to face. And now they're challenging each other, asked and answered, accepted, but there's no... Becky Lynch just taking the match, and Bianca's just giving it to her. There's no official blessing. Nobody coming out to say, okay. They can just do what they want. And so Bianca Belair accepts. And clarify this for me, Brian. Becky Lynch, her gimmick, she's the man, right?
That's her gimmick, yes.
The people love her.
They have.
Is she not, when she left to go have the spawn of Seth, was she not the most popular female talent on the roster?
I believe she was, and if you remember, she was the champion, and she forfeited her title to Asuka on Raw when she announced her pregnancy.
So they have her come back, go for a handshake, sucker the babyface, hit a rock bottom, and beat Bianca Belair 1, 2, 3 in 15 seconds. So they not only fuck the people on a women's title match, but they also turn their most popular female talent heel by suckering the other popular babyface here and basically stealing the title away from her in that fashion. The people popped, but it was heel shit. So who's who and what's what here? Is Bianca Belair the babyface? Is Becky Lynch just a babyface? Well, I guess you can't call her a prick. She a babyface. See you next Tuesday?
No, she's not actually. And
what about Rhea Ripley? What about Charlotte?
Well,
how are they going to figure in all this?
Let me answer some of that. I didn't watch Raw, nor will I. However, I did hear about a couple clips, and I saw a few things also. Apparently, Becky turned heel the next night on Bianca. I don't know what happened, so I can't say anything else about it, but I did see, apparently Charlotte has been confronted by Alexa Bliss and her doll, because, of course, Alexa Bliss is the new Georgie Animal Steel. She has to have a doll they can sell, and that appears to be where they're going with Charlotte.
So they're going to stick Charlotte Flair, their best in-ring female talent and a genuine superstar, in the ring with a 100-pound science fiction ripoff, while they turn their most popular girl heel, and they've just beat Bianca Belair flat in the middle in 15 seconds after she was, as I recall, kind of roughed up by Sasha Banks, and she hadn't got any retribution for that yet. What the fuck is going on here?
I think they're trying to run off Charlotte Flair. Maybe to go join her husband and her dad somewhere else, but they don't know what they're doing. I mean, Becky Lynch is a big deal. Having her come back is a big deal. I wouldn't have done it this way. You killed Bianca. Bianca's over. Bianca's young. She's got potential. She's got a great upside. They squashed her. They killed her for no good reason. And of all the ways you could have brought Becky Lynch back, I think this was amongst the worst.
Oh, I agree with you there. It may be the worst. And here it has a ripple effect. Because the next time, if there is a next time in this company, the way things are going, that somebody that the people really like comes back, the pop is going to be tempered with, oh, should we like them or what? Because we don't know what they're going to do. Because they're
yeah, and the other thing too is we saw with Punk, the pop, when it's kind of a surprise but everyone anticipates it, is bigger than the oh my god, it's them for a moment. The anticipation. Wrestling fans love anticipation.
Anticipation, it's making me wait. It's keeping me waiting.
Wrestling fans also hate Jim Cornette singing.
Hey,
that's what I've heard.
I'll have you know that I have mellifluous tones here. Anyway,
what would you have done with Becky Lynch? You have this woman who's a star. She was the champion. She forfeited the belt. She's been gone a while. She's now a mom, but, that doesn't really have to be brought into this, but she's been gone a while. What do you do with her? How would you have brought her back? Would you have done a surprise, or would you have announced it? Would you have let people kind of have an idea? What would you have done?
I would have decided who the heel woman was that I wanted to have her beat for the title that she came back to reclaim. And it would have probably been Charlotte. If not, then if Sasha Banks is, I've never seen Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch wrestle. I don't know what their match is like, but I would have had a timetable for Becky Lynch to return, obviously based on her health and her doctor and her training and all that stuff. And I would have had the belt on, or one of their women's belts, on a heel that had some heat that she could have a good match with and have a good interaction with. And then I would have her come back after that heel woman champion had vanquished another challenger and get face to face and basically tell the story that I was never beaten for that. I had to relinquish it because of my blessed little, fucking Cleveland or whatever they named the kid. But nobody ever beat me. It's mine. I'm the man, and I'm back. And build that. And then you don't have to have them jump each other at that point. Then on TV later on, the heel can rough Becky up a little bit and add some steam to it. But what would be the matter with that? And then you have Becky triumph at a big event over a heel that was, in her mind, holding on to her championship while she was out.
One more question in regards to this without spoiling later in the review. Do you do one of these surprise returns here if you're going to do another one later in the show?
Well, I'm sure that they thought because of whatever the mystery is where Sasha Banks has been locked up. Is she, is she in a junkyard somewhere in an old refrigerator like Butters, waiting out the zombie apocalypse? South Park fans will love that one. But I think that you can have two surprises, and there's plenty of difference between this talent and the other talent you're talking about as far as surprise returns. If you're not going to have Sasha, they wanted to give him a name value replacement of some kind. That's okay. Just not in this fashion. With this, it just didn't work in this situation, and you just wasted Belair for no reason. So I guess they thought they had to, but I mean, seriously, were anybody going to set the seats on fire if Bianca Belair just won by forfeit to take an extra 20 minutes off this marathon program?
No one would have set the seats on fire.
Well, there you go.